Here we go. For recording purposes, if I can get your name, please, and the name of the new single.
My name is Spencer Ludwig, and the single is Diggy.
Let's do this. Coming down in 3, 2, 1. Spencer, it's great talking to you, man. And the reason why is I checked out the video, Diggy, and that's true funk.
Thank you.
Okay? What are the first words that you say in that song?
Fresh suit, alligator shoes.
Oh, man. That's class.
Yeah.
That is so class. And you know, it's kind of funny too, man, because I was thinking to myself back in the day, like, you got this rhythm going on, man, like Parliament Funkadelic, One Nation Under a Groove kind of thing, you know? And it's just like, it's nice to see young guys like yourself bringing the funk back, man. Where does that all come from, bringing old school back to new?
Well, my dad was born in 1941. He came up in the 1950s doo-wop era, was singing on the corner, snapping his fingers, had a little group, cut a CD, and raised me on the oldies but goodies. There's that channel in Los Angeles dedicated to that, and we would just sing along every day, going back to school, back to home, and yeah, it's just like in my blood, and it was in my ears every day. So as I grew older and started to write my own music, I felt like that's what was missing from the world of radio music was the classic sound. And I love all music, and I love everything that's on the radio right now. I really love it all. But I felt like if I was going to contribute anything, I'd want to bring back the funk, bring back the soul, and you know, all the timeless characteristics that I love about the oldies but goodies, and try to figure out a way to make that current by adding like modern electronic production, and also in my case using the trumpet as like my axe.
Now, why the trumpet? And I'm going to ask that because me growing up, I played the trombone, baritone, and for a year trumpet. I know how difficult that instrument is, man. Yeah. Especially trying to get those lips down real tight and everything. Man, you make it sing. What was it about that attracted you to that instrument?
Well, it started with Miles Davis. So I heard Miles Davis in my junior year of high school, and I just picked up the horn and started teaching myself how to play along to So What. That solo in So What is what really looped me in, which is a track on his album Kinda Blue. And just from there, I was just completely hooked. I mean, it was challenging, but I felt like every time I played, I got a little closer to, you know, sounding like Miles. That was the first goal, you know, and really, it's a lifelong journey, yeah, I'm just in love with the instrument, and I'm in love with the challenge of the instrument. Every day is a challenge with that instrument. It's you wake up and you have to practice. You have to practice like a few hours a day in order to kill it later that night. So that's what I do.
You branched out, the new Sidious. You hooked up with them. What was that? What was going on with that? Because of course they had some major hits going on in the last 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I joined that band, Capital Cities, when I was 20 years old, 2012.
And thank you for correcting me because I said New Cities, yeah. Capital Cities. Thank you.
Yes, Capital Cities. And I just went along for the ride. They're really talented songwriters, and we just kind of clicked musically and personally, and they allowed me to carve a trumpet space in their music, and I got to travel the world and experience just what it's like to be in a band and to play in front of thousands of people. We would play a lot of festivals, and that experience really, really inspired me and actually gave me that hunger and that drive to want to do it myself. So at the end of the tour cycle, I never intended to ever leave until it was truly finished. So we toured the album in a tidal wave of mystery, and the album cycle ended at the end of 2014. And in 2015, literally the first week of January, I had a meeting with the president of Warner. I thought it was going to be a casual meeting just to say hello, and he offered me a record deal as a solo artist. So I shook his hand and called Capital Cities, and I said I had a meeting with the label, and they offered me a deal. So with your blessing, I'd love to take it. And of course, they gave me their blessing. And from that moment on, January 2015, I started this solo career.
So here you are. You get that chance now. What did you want to incorporate? What were your thoughts in your first single, because that's what's going to represent you. The album, of course, comes up a little later on. So what were you thinking? What were you putting together? Did you have like 50 songs and then you had to go choose through one of them to say, this will be step one?
Well, I ended up with 80 songs starting that day.
I thought I was going long here, going 50 songs. 80, wow.
So I just kind of locked myself up and wrote 80 complete songs with fully realized grooves and lyrics and melodies, and I had 80 demos. And then I sat down with my team and we all kind of listened through and decided which 13 we were going to fully produce. And it was really important to me that those 13 were feel good, had strong hooks, choruses that you could remember, and really iconic trumpet parts and trumpet solos.
And you did that, man. So with Diggy, what does that represent, the song itself as a story, and what does it represent for you as an artist?
It's the intro song. It's literally, I'm coming to you, walking down the street, dressed to the nine, trumpet in hand, and I'm basically saying, like, I'm coming to your town to get you dancing, and I'm going to get you dancing to the sound of my trumpet. The diggy, 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 do is really the verbal onomatopoeia for the trumpet part that happens in that song. So the trumpet part goes diggy, 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 do, and then the vocal also says that. So it's just basically saying, hey, I'm here, I'm cool, and I'm going to get you dancing to the sound of my trumpet. It's a character piece. It's a character piece.
What about the rest of the album? And what's the album called?
Well, I have a couple names that I'm sitting on. Not rushing the name or the date of the album release, but we all know, my team, we have all decided that it's going to be coming out this summer, for sure. I finished the album last year. It's just been a matter of watching the progression of the singles to see, really when is the right time to release the album. But anyways, sorry, what was the question?
The album, you just told me that we weren't going to have a name for it. What else?
What else is going to be on the album? Well, 13 songs of really very diverse styles, like different grooves that are coming from funk, R&B, soul, hip-hop, jazz, but all with like a lot of pop sensibility. But man, I feel like words kind of don't always describe music so well. But I wanted to make an album that no one would ever feel bored as they're listening top to bottom, that each song is kind of a surprise, and that each song is almost unexpected in a way. The vocal and the trumpet is kind of like the through line through everything, but as you're listening, I feel like everyone is going to have very different opinions about each song, which I wanted. I just wanted it to be more of an adventure than for people to just kind of coast and listen to it passively because it all sounds the same.
Look, man, I got to wrap this up because I know you got a show going on as we speak tonight in Toronto.
Yes, yeah, I'm playing tonight at the Phoenix Theater.
Yeah, cannot wait for that, my friend. Look, before we go, what do you want to say to folks who want to follow their dreams, man? Because you're doing it old school, bringing it new school. What do you want to say to them that hopefully they can follow that path that you have?
I mean, it's the same as it's always been. You just gotta practice and work hard and continue grinding. And I'm still doing that every day, putting time in. So, just don't give up and keep putting in time and get feedback and take it seriously.
Website, Twitter, all that social media stuff. Where do we go?
Everything is can be found under my name, Spencer Ludwig.
Fantastic. One nation under a groove, my friend. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.